We're here for our weekly press conference with head coach John Cooper. Coach, as you reach the halfway point in MAC play, where do you assess where the team is at? And has anything surprised you about the team's development?
Well, I would tell you, obviously, we'd like to have a better record. Certainly, as you actually look over the course of the schedule, I think, one of the things that you notice about the MAC, Akron is the one team that's really stuck its head up. Other than that, you got teams that are just beating each other, and certainly some teams that have shown themselves very well, whether it's, Northern's played very well, Eastern Michigan's played very well. I can speak more on that side because, quite frankly, we've only played Akron and Buffalo on our side. But, having said that, you look at the schedule and you hope that the schedule turns a little bit as it pertains to us and not, discrediting anyone on our side or anything like that. But, I just took a look. I think we've got, two teams at 2-6. Then we've got 3-5, Akron, and, of course, Ohio's at 5-3. So I still think that the schedule and the rest of the season, there's a lot to be said that's going to happen on our side as well as the other side. So we'd like to be playing better. We'd like to play better on the road, particularly. We had a tough game against Eastern Michigan. Quite frankly, I think that game, the way they played and what they were able to do, and we just couldn't handle Thompson. They were better than us. It was, just that we didn't make shots. We struggled against their zone. When we got the ball inside, we got it inside numerous amounts of times, and we couldn't score. They blocked 11 shots, and we missed layups. And if you do that, then you don't give yourself a chance against the zone. So we want to play better. We've got to go on the road here to BG, and we need to step up, and we need to perform. And, we're starting to face teams that are on our side of the league. And so it'll be an important stretch for us.
One player who's kind of stepped up the last few games is Jake Wright, who's seemingly finding his shot a little bit. How will that help open up the offense if he continues to knock down shots?
Well, I think, one, it helps Jake. I think Jake would tell you he's probably gone through the longest stretch in his life of not making shots. And now, of course, here the past few games, he seemed to be in a better rhythm. Also, and you asked me earlier, and I didn't respond very well, but Marcus Weathers has really stepped up and has played well and has been a very consistent for us. Still have to improve defensively, both he and Jake, but, they've been two kids that on, any given night here in the past couple of games we can expect to get some production from. Logan McLean has continued to be consistent and solid, and Logan, he may not have played his best game against Eastern, but he was right there and he was competing and missed a lot of shots in close. But, their size bothered us. It's just that simple. We struggled trying to score with their size, and they were factors.
So a trip to Bowling Green does begin the week. What can we expect from the Falcons?
Well, they're a team that one of the things when you look at them, I think what you notice on tape is that they play together. They've got some toughness about them. They're not a team that's going to try to trick you. They're going to be solid in what they're doing. DiMaggio Wiggins has been an absolute beast the past 4 games. He's gotten double-figure rebounds. 3 out of the last 4, he's been a double-double. I want to say one of the games he had 20 rebounds. So we've seen what that looks like here the other night. So, and he brings size 6'10", and he's got physicality. And so when you look at that, you've got to go and you got to play well. They've got some young men that are coming off of suspension, so they're going to be hungry. They're going to be ready to play. They had 4 players that are big contributors for them that did not play, so that certainly affected their group. But I like how they go about it. I like how they stay within themselves, and they don't they don't beat themselves. So we're going to have to play very well on the road, and we're going to have to play with a sense of purpose. We're going to have to take care of the basketball. We're going to have to do a good job of rebounding. We have to limit our mistakes, and if we can cut down on our mistakes on the road, we'll put ourselves in a position to win. But we've seen to make mistakes down the stretches of games on the road that have been really costly.
Kent State will close the week. Well, I know you haven't watched film on them yet. Traditionally, what are some of the challenges that you get from playing them?
Mike, you're starting to figure me out. You're right. I have not watched film on them. But, Rob, typically his teams are going to be physical. They're going to rebound the basketball. We know they're going to do that, and they're going to be athletic. And, of course, they've got a dude inside in Hall who on any given night is capable of getting 30 and 15. You look at their scores, they're really scoring the ball. They haven't started out the year, I'm sure, the way that Rob would like them to start out the year. But, they're typically a team, they sort of find their way and they get on a run. They're going to guard you, and they're going to play with some toughness. So if they're a team that if you back down and you're not ready to go, you can find yourself in trouble very quickly in the game. But, I haven't looked a lot at what they're doing, but I'm sure they're going to throw the ball inside. I can tell you that, because when you got that kid, you ought to throw the ball inside. And, they've played with pace this year. I caught them a couple of times on TV, and they've gotten up and down. And so we'll have our hands full. We'll have to deal with their athleticism, and so, their ability to put the ball on the bounce and their ability to score in the paint.
All right. Thank you, Coach, and good luck this week.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.